What's up? Patrick LaRouche here from Evolve Restorative Therapy. You can find me at livepainfreeprocess.com. And I have a pain-free concierge service that's doing some profound things. It's doing amazing things that I don't even think my clients are realizing, that they're doing things that they used to do in the past, and they're doing it so differently now that they don't even recognize they've gone through steps. And they're doing things so easy that their pains are going away. The things that once bothered them no longer bother them. They're talking about bigger problems, like little things, when they first came to me with little things that were massive problems. And they did that by me putting them through the Live Pain Free process. And that's the beauty part about this. Live Pain Free process gets you to see the world differently, because you no longer get sucked into reacting to everything. You actually see things for what they are. And mainly, the beauty part is you see the world differently in the physical world. You no longer think about one thing to fix one problem. You see a chain of events that need to happen to change one aspect and to keep it going. Because we, in the Live Pain Free process, thrive for vitality. Vitality actually spools on its own energy. You don't need to put anything else in. It just goes on its own. You just need to build that momentum. And in order to build the momentum, you have to do many steps. And on the mental world, you start to see the world completely differently, because you're no longer being caught by surprise. You're actually seeing things. We call it the mind movie. We see things in advance, as well as we actually see what happens inside of our bodies because we're seeing things in advance. So when that thing does happen, we don't get blindsided. We actually see what's happening. And on the emotional side is all about staying balanced, staying within ourselves consistently and saying, you know what, I'm going to react to this, and I'm not going to have an emotional outburst, but I'm going to do something amazing. Amazingly different, right? So that's where the Me First book came in. And if you guys haven't done so, please download the Me First ebook. It's the filler, the glue that's going to combine everything and make this really good, make this really skyrocket as something that you and everybody else should actually do, because it's the foundation to everything. And I got so many great reviews, and I loved it. I love all the support that you guys gave me, and I thank you. It touched my heart dearly. But that's where the Me First came in. It came in completely by accident, but I started answering and seeing an emotional component that everyone struggled with, and they wasn't putting themselves first. And that's where this comes in. So I wrote the ebook, people gave me all this feedback, and now I'm going to start answering the questions. And this week is all about speaking up. Right? We need to get you guys to speak up and not feel guilty. So I just wanted to do a quick tip on the fact that speaking up is important. So you have to realize that, number one, speaking up is not just saying, stop that. It's not about just stopping somebody in a mean way. Speaking up is saying your opinion, saying what's in your heart. No longer are you just going to lash out at someone. If you're going to speak, realize that you have to say something that's going to help you. Because honestly, if you're now practicing Me First, you don't have many opportunities at first that's going to be comfortable for you to speak. So if you're going to say something, make it count. So if you're going to speak up, make it count. Hope you guys could see this, because this is brand new. Got to make that count. Make it count, right? Making it count is very important, because what you say means something. Because I guarantee you, the person that you're now starting to speak up with has no clue that it's about to happen, or it is happening, because they're used to doing things. They're used to just speaking and go along the way, and then all of a sudden you're going to pump the brakes, and they're going to be like, whoa, what is going on? So when you start speaking up, start doing it in a way where your body and your mind are so clear that they don't take it as a mean way. They start understanding what's happening and how it's happening, and it's hurting you. So you need to start really being very clear and saying, you know what, that is not okay, and then tell them why it's not okay. Don't just say, stop that, and walk away. You know, be very clear, very, very, very precise, right? Now, the reason why you want to be very precise is all about the concept of you want to break the downward spiral. So you want to break the downward spiral So inside the book, if you guys didn't read it, please read the book. I talk about the downward spiral. This is when I was talking about the positive psychology, right? The downward spiral is very, very important because a lot of people don't realize that they're one of the people that's holding you down and you're trying to bring yourself up. By you speaking up and saying, stop, and this is why, you break that onslaught. You break the downward spiral that you're naturally in, right? Get them to realize that it's not okay. I need to shift this, right? Once you do that, things really start to change because now you're on your stand, you're on your platform, and you're ready to really open up and say what the night said, and now they're listening. Now they're saying either I'm going to interrupt this person and stop them, which then challenges your next point. Your next point is you need to regain your power. This is everything. Because the more you speak up, the more power you gain. Not just like power over a person. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about internal strength within yourself. The confidence. You know what? Every time I speak up, this person's listening. Or every time I'm speaking up, this person's not listening. Which gives you data. Once you get that data, things start to change all dramatically. So you have to start regaining your power and then realizing that's very, very crucial and very, very fragile. That same person can take all your power away. Like with Michelle. Michelle's my lovely wife. She's the only person that can just like turn her head and destroy me. And I say that happily, and yeah, it sucks, but I give her that. I give her that privilege because vulnerability creates evolution. The more and more you are vulnerable, the more and more you're going to learn. So she's my greatest teacher as well as the person that can put me in my place and take everything away. So with great power comes great responsibility, right? She knows, she understands that, so she has to be mindful when I ask her for something and when I say something that she could hurt me. And that's what's going to be happening here. When you put me first, you can't be guilty, you can't feel guilty because it's about you, but you're also going to be mindful of them. It's going to be a give and take, not a take and take, right? That's what we have to thrive for. And that's what this whole video tip's about. It's all about speaking up for yourself because you got to make it count. Your voice means something. It really, truly means something. So make it count. And then you got to break the downward spiral just by saying something. So this is what I love about the whole Live Pain-Free process. I do it in a domino effect. Once you do one thing, it streamlines into the next thing, which gives you the next thing. It's no longer fighting for the next step, next step, next step. It's all about systems of events, things that just happen based off of the first domino that you knocked down. And all equates to you regaining your power and you feeling more and more comfortable with yourself. That's the name of the game of Me First. And if you haven't downloaded, please do so. And I would love to hear your guys' comments. I would love to see what you guys are saying and thinking about, especially about the concept of speaking up. Is it hard for you? Like, answer me. Like, go below and say, you know what, speaking up is hard for me. I'm going to try. And that you doing that changes everything because now you have it out there. The world is going to say, you know what, this person is going to try. I'm going to try too. And then you start a chain reaction. That's what we want here. So go down below, write down how you feel about speaking up. Until next time, later.